motherfucking update. Let me I might edit that out. But this is Welcome to Dave's Corner. I'm just giving you guys an update. I know I have not vlogged in a while, but if there was ever a time, stuff that's going on in my life, it is that time. I've been in the hospital for like 2 weeks, but it will be going on 3 weeks by the time I get out of here. I was experiencing, I would say, I felt like I didn't have any balance, and I was noticing when I was trying to text with my right hand, it wasn't really doing what I wanted it to do. So I'm thinking to myself, like, yeah, you might have an ear infection. So I'm thinking that's the thing. I told Bree, I'm like, yo, I think I got an ear infection. I'm about to just go to Target, get something to put in my ear. And she like, nah, you need to go to the doctor. So I ended up calling out from work on, what was that, a Friday. And I went to have Kaiser. So I went to the doctor. And when I was telling her everything that was wrong, and basically she told me I had to go to another facility to get a CAT scan. So I got in the car, mind you. Bree drove me, which is great. Keep that in mind. We ended up going to the South Baltimore location, so we're in there. There's mad people in there. Of course, it's during COVID, so we both really don't want to be in there. So we check in, and this is the part where they do the triage to figure out who goes next. So I was sitting there for probably about 10-15 minutes. They called me back. They did the assessment, and I went back out, and I went back in 5 minutes. I was like, damn, I must be pretty high on the triage when I was telling them what was going on. So I went in the back. They gave me a spot, like, I don't even know if I want to call it a room, a section, and that's when they started running tests and all that. I remember I got a CAT scan, and I think it came back negative. What else did I get? Blood test, urine, all of that. Then finally, there was like, get an MRI. It was like 10 minutes. It was my first time getting an MRI. It was definitely different. So, as I said, I'm sitting in the room waiting, and when you have the Kaiser app, it gives you all the results of your test. So every time that we did a test, I saw that it was negative. So I'm thinking I got an ear infection. When I look at the MRI, it said I had a whole bunch of words I didn't know. I'm reading it, and so I'm starting to get nervous. I'm like, oh, what is this? Basically, they always say don't Google shit. Of course, I Google shit. So I was reading the words on there. It was alluding to symptoms of MS. So I'm like, at first I'm shook. I'm like, what the fuck is that about? Like, you got MS? I remember Bree, she was in the car for some reason, so I was by myself. I was kind of scared in the moment. Like, I wouldn't say, I don't know if a tear came down my face, but I was definitely shook for a moment. But the more I read about it, I'm like, it's not a death sentence. That's the only thing I really cared about in the moment. So when the doctor finally came back in and told me, it was like, she didn't even say it like scarily. She was like, we're looking at your MRI. We think you have multiple sclerosis. We're like, but I already had it in my mind, so it wasn't like a big shock to me. So I'm like, all right. So at this point, I don't even know what's about to happen next. So eventually the nurse come back in. She's like, yeah, it's not a matter if you're going home, which just, can we get you transferred to the hospital? It sounds like you're going to be in there for a couple of days. I'm like, wait, what? So ended up getting transferred to the hospital that night. So it wasn't much going on. I remember I just went to the hospital. And then the next day, when I was in the hospital, I think that's when I had the hour-long MRI. So MRIs are not fun. You gotta lay there still. It's mad loud. It was really hard. After the MRI, that's when I started to get these steroids. That's what they give you to prevent the flare-up from the MS. Um, I was when I didn't even tell you what the symptoms were. Let me stop. My symptoms were specifically on my right side was really weak. Like I couldn't really do anything. It's gotten better now. I can move my hand and all that. Like you see, I can do this. I couldn't do that. I could not raise my arm. Even point my finger. Up until today, I could not really point my finger. Walking, like all that. Right now. I can barely walk, but I'll get into that later on in the story. So after we got the MRI, was chilling for the day. Got the um the steroid. I had to get three different separate on the 3 days steroids, one per day. It's an IV shot. So at this point I'm getting mad needles every day, blood work, IV every day. It's just I'm miserable. So since it was the weekend, I remember they told me I had to get a spinal tap too. But I'm like, yo, you already diagnosed me with MS, but they're like, just to be sure. I'm like, fuck. So this was on Saturday and Sunday. So Sunday I didn't do anything. I remember I was just in the room watching the games. And then Monday, that's when I got the spinal tap. And it was hell. It was scary. It's not nothing you go to sleep for. I remember they were numbing me up, and they were trying to get spinal. I'm just, lack of a better word, some fluid from my spine. And it's supposed to be like a 10-minute process. I was probably in there for like half an hour, I think. And when they were trying to drain the spine fluid, it wasn't coming out. So had to keep going up higher on my spine. So yeah, it was painful, but it just I don't know. I wouldn't know how to describe it. I mean, I kind of was just telling myself pain is only relative to time, place, or some whatever. Get me through it. And then after they were done, they were like, yeah, you gotta lay still on your back for 6 hours. So I got back to my room, and I'm just laying there, and you have to lay. I'm higher than I was now. Like, I can move now. This was weeks ago at this point. So, yeah, I'm just laying there. I had to lay there all day. That was my life. So, so, what happened next? After that, I think I got my third steroid treatment on that Monday. Had to be Monday. So I got that, and then I was just chilling for the rest of the night. And then it was at that point they were trying to decide if I would go to a nursing home or a rehab. And basically they was like, a nursing home, you don't really want to go there because you're only going to get PT, which is physical therapy, like once a day or something like that. You want to go to a rehab. So they eventually said they would send me to this rehab spot. It's called University of Maryland Rehabilitation Orthopedic Institute. I just read it off the wall. It's already really long name. It's over west. If you know where Security Mall is, it's right there. So like that's the place you want to go. So I remember I got loaded up into another ambulance to come all the way over here. Mind you, I was at Baltimore Washington Memorial Hospital, which is in Glen Burnie. Okay, so it was a good ways away from my house. So that being said, ended up coming over here, and when I got here, it was just like, what is this? Came into the room. I'll probably show you guys the room later on in the video, but I was just like, oh, I do not want to be here. I want to go home, but it's better than the hospital, because in the hospital you're getting prodded by needles every 5 seconds. Like, I was like, it was so bad they had to get IV specialists to come to draw blood out of me because blood was not coming out. They couldn't find veins. Like they said my veins was damaged and all that. But regardless, so I get here, and this is basically the time that I have to do physical therapy for 3 hours a day. So there's OT as occupational therapy and physical therapy. OT is when they're working like on my upper body, like my hands, my arm, and stuff like that. Mind you, I could not do any of this when I first got here. Um, so that first day, they're basically assessing me, with asking me what I got going on and seeing how my strength is. I remember this guy came in here. He was checking out my legs to see basically where I was at. He took me to the steps. We went up and down the steps, and then he was just like, "Oh yeah, you just basically need a tune-up." So I'm like, "All right, cool. I'm gonna get out of here real quick." Shot down real fast. The doctors ended up coming in here. Told me I would be out on the 29th. It is now the 23rd, but back then it was. This was over a week ago. So I'm like, damn, man, I'm about to be in here 2 weeks. Yo, I was hurt. I was depressed. Real shit. I was hurt. It's like, yo, I really, really, really want to go home. So, it was eventually my dad came. He just had a talk with me. He gave me some, I would say, uplift, and he played this speech from this Marine who went through, not Marine, this Navy SEAL who went through this training, and basically he had went through the process 3 times, but it got to a point where he broke his shins and he duct taped them together to finish the process, and that's how locked in he was. So I remember I was talking to my dad. He was like, "You just gotta adapt to where you at." So then it was like from that moment on, I'm locked in. I'm locked in, doing this, and that's just where I've been at every day. It's not no real visitation here. Can't have visitors here. It is what it is. At 5 in the morning, they come in, check my vitals. At about 6:30, they come in and give me some blood pressure medicine, and they give me something for blood clots. It's a shot. So every day, which I'm trying to get off because I don't understand that. I don't have any blood clots. I don't have a history of that. And then at 8:30, I have OT. That's for an hour. Then at 10:30, I had PT, and then at 2 o'clock, I had PT again. Then my day's done. So that's just basically how my life's been going on so far. So basically, when I get to 3 o'clock every day, in my mind, I'm already on to the next day. Like it's the 23rd today, but in my mind, I'm already on the 24th. So a couple more days, I'm gonna get out of here. And my main motivation right now is, it's not that I can't walk. It's I have to learn how to walk again. So that's basically what I'm doing with my PT every day. Um, Also, when you leave here, you ring a bell. I should look at it every day. When I get out of here, I cannot wait to ring the bell. Of course, that's going to be on here for you guys to see later on, but, I'm grinding and I'm locked in right now. I'm going to say right now, thank you to everybody who's checked on me, whether it be a DM on Instagram, uh, um, FaceTime calls, text messages, all of that. It's very, very, very much appreciated. I do think about it. It gives me motivation, especially in thank you for the prayer. I really do. I love everybody who prays for me. This is an experience that if somebody was ever in the hospital after me, God forbid, I would be there for them. This is some crazy shit. Um, I can't wait to go home. But that's where I'm at. So during this episode, we're going to be with me on this journey while I'm in rehab. It's basically the hospital, but while I'm in here, it just is what it is at this point. So, taking you guys with me, Dave's Corner. So what's Saturday like in here? This is my room. And I got a roommate. It's another bed over there. It's a bathroom over there. Wheelchair to help me get around. And like I guess like a calendar almost. Has my information on there. If I was a full risk, they would have that on the wall over there. That over there is my daily schedule. So I got occupational therapy 8:30 to 9:30. 10:30 I have PT, and then 2 o'clock I have PT also. Oh boy. What time is it? 4:36.
And your post is bouncing up to 69.7%.
Okay.
The blood pressure is 111/75.
1:11.
Yes, you
You're welcome.
need anything?
Nope, I'm good.
Yes, you do.
Alright. And that's every morning. That's how my mornings go. Blood pressure pills from Biotin.
Let me see what you have. Yeah. That's what's in there. Still no, yeah. So your blood pressure. Okay. You can have it. You mind turn on your light so I can see?
Right there.
You
Right.
can see? Okay. Let me see something. No, 1 second. Let me refresh my screen. Try again. So I did it earlier. It worked earlier today. No? Need a new one? It's not working. What did we use? Did we use?
No idea.
No, that's what we used. There's no other one.
No.
Yeah, it worked.
That'll work.
So Tylenol and Baclofen. That's it.
Okay.
You don't take no medication.
Nope.
Most of my patients take a lot. You just take very little. 1 or 2. Okay. 2 pills.
It's done.
Wow. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. And let's It's my morning routine. 5:30 in the morning. I just go back to sleep until it's time to go to OT. So, started. This is my last day at PT, but I'm started, and I got an hour-long session from 8:30 to 9:30. And then after that, I have my next one at 10:30, and then my last one at 2 o'clock. So I'm gonna show you guys a little bit about what I've been going through as far as PT. Yeah, so I came a long way. Just keep that in mind. I couldn't do any of this shit when I first got here. So yeah. So basically, start off the day sometimes on the bike. Maybe hard right. But start off the day on the bike. Mind you, I could not grip the machine at all when I first got here. I can do it now. I can get through it. So a lot of OT is not as hard as it used to be. Yeah. Do this for about 10 minutes. You run this and music. It's stop it. Hey, I got a question. Why does it keep going up in levels? Trying to kill me over there. I was making tea, but turn back over. She can attest to it. I was going bad when not bad. I was not like I was like a week ago. What'd you say? Couldn't grip on nothing. Had to use this thing called
ready to leave us?
Had to do this thing called activate. So is that? I'll show you guys a couple more exercises. Thank you, everybody. Just like that, we out of here.
Oh, this is senior. I didn't even put two and two together.
Got Brittany out here holding me down with a nurse tech.
Right there.
Wes! What's up, sir? No problem. How you doing?
My dad know people.
So proud of you, Upshur. He out of here. Eviction starts today.
So yeah, got through. I was like in here for like 2 weeks. It's open now. Got to continue this work, get better. Definitely got better though. So, hope you guys enjoy this episode. Episode 16. We out of here. You wanna be in the camera?
It's not over till you get this haircut. Turn back to normal. I got it though.
Alright, we're gonna add that to the episode.